I just want to come here for a minute and just want to talk to you for a second. And I said I was going to do this. I guess you can call it like a mini blog or whatever you want to call it. But this here for the ones that want to listen in and the ones that you may not want to listen in. But this is God inspired teaching. This is biblical teaching. And it's real, very real, true, tried, tested, proven. It's real. It's real as it gets. Um, I'm going to be doing just a small segment on. You're going to see me look over because I got my iPad beside me. Um, I've been reading this book about stewardship, and we all know that stewardship is biblical and ownership is worldly. There's a big difference between stewardship and ownership. So you got to know the difference. But I would much rather a person choose stewardship over ownership. You'll come out a lot better. Give me just a second. Stewardship is different from ownership. Selflessness. So I'm gonna let y'all figure out between the two which is which. One requires selfishness. One requires selflessness, and the other selfishness. Moreover, it is required that one be faithful. If you're gonna be a good steward, you have to be faithful. There ain't no way around it. You got to be faithful. And this is biblical, like I said, biblical principle. And this is 1 Corinthians 4:2. Moreover, it is required in stewardship that one is to be found faithful. I didn't make that up. You can go find that for yourself. That's 1 Corinthians 4:2. I'm reading from the New King James Version. With stewardship, one must have a gift. So whether you sing, you draw, uh, preach, teach, you good with kids, everybody don't possess that. Everybody gift is not the same. You clean, um, you can sew. Um, Everybody has different gifts. But with stewardship, one must have a gift. With a gift, it must be and responsibly responsibly and willing to share lovingly and return them with increase to God. Your gift is not just for you. Your gift, let me repeat that, your gift is not just for you. You must be willing to share it. As they say, sharing is caring. You must be willing to share it lovingly and return it to God with increase. Your gift has to be shared. A steward must be willing to sacrifice, such as giving time, talent, abilities, and treasures. These are all the things that you have to sacrifice being a steward. And we all know a lot of times people open up businesses, and a lot of times more important things, when people tend to open up business, more important things get put on the chopping block. And I've seen a lot of times people open up businesses and they forget all about their families. Their businesses begin to consume all their time, and before they know it, some that you once had love for is gone out of sight. People lose sight of God when they're trying to open up a business. Hey, you're going down the wrong path. But giving time, talent, abilities, and treasures, you must be willing to make a sacrifice. And I can't leave this out. I must tell you, you must also be a good follower. Everybody wants to be the leader. Nobody wants to follow. Sad story. That's not the way to start out. Start out being a good follower. Then that way you can learn how to lead. You know what I found me personally, being a follower gives you the ability to stay back and watch the one that's in lead. So you can see the mistakes that they make in leading. And you're not there to bash them or kick them while they're down. You're just able to see it, and you can take the results that you get from them and put it under your hat, and you can capitalize off of it. I've learned that. A mature steward must make a conscious decision to follow Jesus no matter what. It don't matter what it look like. Don't matter what it seems to be. You got to be willing to follow Jesus no matter what. What they say, hail, sleet, shine, rain, you name it. Summer, spring, winter, fall, January to December, 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 24 hours a day, 365 a year. You have to follow Jesus no matter what. Don't make no difference what's going on. One must recognize God as the creator and the source of all resources. You know what? I seen a post today from a guy that I've been following, and I'm sure he's probably making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he went on to say on his post that he went through a divorce, and he only had $3,000 to his name, and but now, he's probably making more money than he can count, and he done it all, and he don't believe in God. Yeah, that's cool. That's all fine and dandy. But one must recognize that God is the creator and the source of all resources. Now, you can't go forward and do nothing of what you do if God don't allow it. If God decides he wants to put you on your sick bed, on your bed of affliction, ain't nothing you can do about it. Now, you able to get up and go to work. You able to have whatever it is that you have, but the only reason you have it is because of him. Because at the moment that he say that it's all over, said and done, it's over. You can lose it just like that. You don't believe me? Go read the book of Job. You can lose it all just like that. Jesus has to be your guide. When we get in the car and travel, we need GPS. When we go into places that we ain't never been before, we have to have GPS. I'm going to call it a JPS. Jesus has to be your guide. You can't follow nobody else, mimic nobody else. Jesus has to be your guide. Things that a good steward must possess: appreciation for the beauty and wonders of nature. How we see now, people don't care how things look. I rode through a different, another part of town yesterday, and it was filthy, like nasty trash laying all over the street. People don't pull their garbage cans back in. Like, people don't take any pride in how they live and the things that they do anymore. Like, it's crazy. Appreciation of the beauty and wonders of nature. Protection and preservation of the environment. Protection and preservation of the environment. Some people, all they do is just tear up. They tear up the land. They tear up the houses. Tear up. Horrible. One must have respect for all human life and development of the world through human nature. Must have respect for life. It's nothing to get online nowadays, and it's so sad that you can wake up and see on the internet people shooting, killing, stabbing, kidnapping. No respect for human life. Like, the things that we think, that we shouldn't be able to see and access, like, the internet has desensitized us to the point where it's now normal for us to watch somebody get killed. That's not normal. But now it's normal. The world has made it normal. Like, the stuff we see with homosexuality, they try to make it normal. Like, it's not normal. Murder, not normal. Normal people don't do stuff like that. I understand sometimes people get put in bad situations, and you can find yourself in a bad situation. But the stuff that we see now, not normal. The internet has desensitized us to think that, some people that think that it's normal. It's not normal activity. It's not godly activity. Your calling isn't for everybody. The gift that God gave you, the call that you have in your life, is not for everybody. It's not a group effort. It's not for everybody. So don't think you're going to still be able to hang around with the same people that you've been hanging around, run around the same way that you've been running around. Your calling is not the next person calling. Your calling is your calling. It's not for everybody. It's not a group effort. Hey, I say it all the time that everybody can go to the mountaintop with you. The higher you go, the more people you're going to see drop off. The air is thin. Attitude determines altitude. A great aspect of being a good steward, you can't be influenced by today's culture. And we see where, I say this all the time, that we see where our culture has went down a drain. And we have adopted the culture of other countries. And I'm just going to tell you right now that God and culture does not mix. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. God and culture does not mix. Fear can't be involved. It's got to be faith over fear. If you're going to be a good steward, it's got to be faith over fear. Faith over fear. Fear can't be involved. Fear have you startled. Fear have you stuck. Fear will have you immobilized. Fear will have you in shock. Faith will move mountains. Faith over fear. Great tips for stewardship. Investments have to be made in order for your business to grow, in order for your business to flourish and do what it needs to do. Investments have to be made. You probably ain't gonna like this one. Your profit doesn't just belong to you. That's the difference between ownership and stewardship. Your profit does not just belong to you. Having a gift, what they say, a gift is a gift that keeps on giving. Your profit doesn't just belong to you. And we see people get their money, get rich, and they never look back. Don't ever think to pour into somebody else's life or help somebody else's quality of life to get better. They just get their money and move on. Skills that's needed for good stewardship. Management. If you run in a household, you paying your bills, that's management. You got to have good management skills. A blueprint. Blueprint skills you must have and be willing to have a layout or a plan. Got to be willing to make a blueprint. You got to come up with a plan. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. Goals must be put in place as well as objectives and plan of action. If something happens, you got to know what to do. You got some goals, you got to set the bar high. Get up as high as you can, try to meet it. Setting goals and reevaluation and prioritizing. Set goals, reevaluate yourself, and prioritize. It might be time, could be money. Reevaluation and prioritize, very important. 6 areas must be kept in mind while setting goals. Family, intelligence, sociability, health, economics, and spirituality. 6 things to keep in mind while you're setting your goals, while you trying to become the best steward that you can be. Things that one must know. Now you must know this. You got to know this. I can't leave here without telling you. God owns everything. It's not yours. He owns everything. For the Bible tells us that nothing is new under the sun. So don't think that, oh, this mine. This mine. That could leave for any given second. No, it's not yours. Your life is not yours. God owns everything. The creation is never greater than the creator. The creation is never greater than the creator. God is only going to give you what you can handle. You steady reaching, you steady grabbing, trying to get this and trying to get that. It's not going to happen. If God feel like you can't handle it, he's not going to give it to you. Why would he give it to you? Him as your father, why would he give you something that he knows that you can't handle? God is the only one that has your best interest at heart. God expects profit. You got a gift? Use it for the edification of the kingdom. Use it. Use it, or they say, lose it. Use your gift for the edification of the kingdom. Got to be kingdom minded. That's a whole different study. Being kingdom minded. God expects profit. God punishes for lack of profit. You got a gift you ain't using. You might be able to sing. You might be able to teach. You might be able to preach. But if you ain't going to use it, you lose it. Stewardship over ownership. Choose wisely. Thank y'all.